up guys, Austin here from Airsoft Station, and today we are reviewing the Walther PPQ gas blowback pistol. Now, the real steel Walther PPQ is a very cool little gun. A lot of guys use it for their concealed carry for one reason in particular, and that is it's compact, it's small, it's lightweight, however there's a lot of firepower in it. And that's why it's that's a common gun for concealed carry and why a lot of people here use it and own one. So the Airsoft pistol is a one-to-one replica of it, and it is very realistic. It has the same trademarks, you know, the Walther, the PPQ, all of the manufacturing trademarks. Even on the ejection port, it has the 9mm by 19. You know, it's a very cool replica. That's the word I'm trying to find. It's a very cool, very realistic replica. You've got your texturing as well as your ribbing on the pistol grip. So in the front you have those three slots for your fingers to sit in. The whole thing is this nice texturized feeling, very ergonomic in the back, you know, rounded where your thumb would go. This nice little muscle area on your thumb has a place to sit in this divot, and it's very comfortable. Also, the gun is extremely lightweight, even though it has a full metal slide, so you're getting decent recoil with it. It definitely does kick a reasonable amount, especially for a green gas rather than a CO2. But the whole thing is just very lightweight. That's the most thing that's noticeable about it. It also comes with a double stack magazine, and don't quote me on this, I believe it's 18 or 20 rounds or so, but once I find out I'll put the number right here as to how much this magazine holds. And it also is very realistic in the way it strips down. So you just simply pull the slide back, pull the two tabs down on the frame here, and the whole slide slides right off. Your hop-up adjustment is right on the top of the slide here, that little wheel, and this is so lightweight. The lower half of the frame of the gun with your hammer and all of your gas release stuff, mechanisms, just all of that is incredibly lightweight. Your slide, it's definitely where all your weight is, but again, even that, for being all metal, is very lightweight. And to put it back together, you just simply slide everything back together, and you're ready to rock and roll. So, externals, 10 out of 10, awesome. However, performance-wise, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I like to be honest in my reviews, so when I tell you a gun is awesome, you better believe it's awesome, and when I tell you a gun is lacking in something, I'm telling you the truth. The performance of this gun was slightly disappointing to me. The range and the accuracy was not too decent. While chronoing it, it was a consistent FPS drop, and along with that FPS drop was a range decrease. So that's something to keep in mind. This gun is right around, just under $100 currently, and for a gun that's around $100, I just personally, again, I might be being biased here, but I personally think it should have had a little bit better range and accuracy. But if you're buying it for performance, that might disappoint you. However, if you're set on this gun, or if you own a Walther PPQ, like a real steel one, and you're wanting something to train with, or you plan on getting a Walther PPQ and you want to familiarize yourself with the gun before you actually make the big investment on one of these in the real steel version, or you just want to do some target practice, you want to practice on drawing it and finding your sights and things like that without spending the expensive 9mm ammo, great route to go. The sights are just like the real steel Walther, and I really like them because on so many guns your rear sights are set too far apart, and it doesn't let you really hone in on that front sight, which is where all of your accuracy comes from. The Walther PPQ has very tight rear sight, letting you really focus on that front sight and helping you get your target. It also has those high-vis white dot sights, so you definitely know you're going to get that quick target acquisition with these sights. So again, training pistol, practicing with it, increasing your experience and your ability to use your real steel Walther PPQ, definitely a great route to go. It is a really cool gun, and it looks so real. It looks so cool. You even have your little model number behind the hammer. Granted, it's an internal hammer, but right there, just very, very cool. But the actual range and accuracy was somewhat disappointing. But in other performance-wise, it has a little take-up in the trigger here. Just a little bit of take-up, not a lot of movement, and then it definitely is that glass breaking trigger, and there's not a lot of movement. So you do have that take-up, but just boom, right there, and it fires. So if you find that little hairline where that, you know, glass break trigger is, you can definitely pop shots off very, very quickly with this gun. Also, since you don't have a huge slide, it cycles very quickly, so you definitely can work on your trigger finger. Now granted, you're going to be inaccurate because no one can pop shots off as fast as they possibly can and stay on target. But if you want to practice, you know, cycling your gun very, very quickly, handling the recoil, as well as trying to keep it on target while you're cycling it as fast as possible, definitely a nice trigger for that. You know, everything else on it is fully functional. When you're out of ammo, the slide's going to lock back, all of that fun stuff. And that's pretty much it for this gun. Just final thoughts. Externals, 10 out of 10. Very realistic, very comfortable. But internally and performance-wise, just a little bit disappointing. I mean, this gun is built well. It's going to last a while. But just that range and accuracy thing, it did bother me. So that's all I've really got to say about it. I'm not sure if I've mentioned already, but it does have an accessory rail as well for any flashlights or lasers or anything like that. So that's about it for this video. If you think I'm being unfair about this gun or you own one of these, please put it in the comments. Tell me that I'm an idiot or whatever you want to say. And we can kind of discuss, we can debate about it. And like I said, any other questions, comments, I'll try to get to them as quick as I can. And until the next one, have a good one, guys.